Annyeonghaseyo.
I'm Marshall.
I'm Ariel.
And we're
Soju for Two.
Okay, so next going to be our final review of I Need Romance 2.
Okay, so I'll give you the main characters really fast. So we have Jung Yoo Mi plays Yo Yo Mae. Lee Jin Wook plays Yoon Suk Hun. Kim Ji Suk plays Shin Ji Hoon. Kim Ji Woo plays Sun Jae Kyung, and then Kang Hee Sol plays Woo Ji Hee.
Okay, so right away with this one, with the characters of this, I mean, we have to compare this
The
entire
first one.
time to I Need Romance 1.
Yeah.
And this is one of those few times where I feel like when we got finished watching I Need Romance 2, we really felt that it was so far superior to the first one. And it just felt like a different storyline. I mean, I know sometimes you expect like sequels to really follow it, but it was so different.
Like, I think even though it kind of ends in the same way, I mean, it's just such a different level of show. And whereas I Need Romance 1 was kind of like sort of racy and like the characters were like flawed in ways that made them unlikable. In this one, there were giant flaws, but you loved the characters.
Yeah, and you felt compassion towards them. I mean, I felt like I was interested in these characters, whereas I Need Romance 1, I was kind of superficial. It felt sort of like base.
Yeah, and the first few episodes of the I Need Romance 2, it felt the same way.
Yeah.
Like, it was really like trying to be tawdry and like there's like a lot of sex scenes. But it really became an amazing show in the end. And I think the characters in this were so much better. And
the leads were so much better. Like, so much better.
You wanted to relate to them. It was a lot less like... I just could never get over the fact that he cheated on her and she like took him back in the first one. So this one is not like that at all. Chemistry, it's amazing. We need to talk about, too, how much we loved Kim Ji-suk from Personal Taste.
And we hated it. I mean, in Personal Taste, he was so kind of like whatever for us. And then in this, we really felt like he did a great job acting this. Because, or maybe he's just a good actor. Because, you know, in Personal Taste, we didn't like him. And then in this, we think he's, like, amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about this show was that you were fighting so hard for that guy. You wanted him to win because he was great. But honestly, in the end, I still loved the main lead.
Yeah, it was like fate. And for us, this, actually, we were talking about it, we were saying that it was a lot like Flower Boy Ramen Shop. Because it had that sort of notion of both leads, you were like, you really didn't know which one she should end up with. And
until the end.
Until the very end. It's like, you know what's fate, and then you know what you want to have happen, and like, you kind of want to have like a fan fiction where you could like write the other story.
Yeah.
Just
where like when she puts, because the very like end, you know, she's listening to the headphones and she sees him down there, and like, they have that moment, and you're like, okay, a lot of shows could go this way, like that's where it ends. But it doesn't end there. So that's where the show is really, really good. So obviously the love triangle was
it's top notch, and I think it is a mature love triangle.
It felt so mature, like almost so mature that I don't know anyone that could be this mature about a love triangle. But it was just like so great. It felt like a great book when this ended.
Yeah.
It just was
so. It does have like a book feeling to it.
I loved it. Mistaken Identity, Misunderstanding. I mean, there's giant misunderstandings.
Yeah, and misunderstandings are the cause of all the problems.
Exactly, and I mean his inability to share with her like the fact that he was afraid he was sick this whole time. I mean, it was so profound that it made this show amazing. I think
and so much better than the first one.
So much better. Bad Guy Turned Good. So yeah, he literally went from being like a jerk in our eyes to being like, oh, I'm so nice. And then the other guy is like literally perfect. Yeah. So it's just so difficult. Piggyback Ride. I'm certain there's piggyback rides. Yeah.
I mean, this is like a there are
a ton of cute moments.
Yeah.
Ton of emotional. Kisses. So many cute kisses.
That's the hard thing too. This one feels a little not Korean because of all the kissing, because there is kissing.
There's
cute.
And I would say that it's a lot less in the first one. Yeah. And the side characters are also a lot less important than in the first one. And even though we liked a lot of the side relationships, they're not as dramatic as they were in the first one.
I do feel like I'm happier that they were more focused on this, the center triangle than on the other.
I mean, they all do kind of like wrap up in like happy bows in the end.
But I'm like more concerned about the names.
Yeah, seriously, we are too. Fashion. Amazing fashion. Everything in there I wanted to own.
We really thought that way. I mean,
and all three girls had amazing fashion.
Yeah, and I loved the actresses they chose for this, though. The whole thing. I mean, the main actress for this, like, after watching Crucible, I felt honestly so impressed by her. And then when I watched that while we were watching this, and then I had a new respect for her. I mean, I think she's a great actress.
Definitely. Music.
Yeah.
We love the music. And we had the Lassie Lynn song in this that we love. A lot of other songs are really cool, like the punk band. I mean, just like so many awesome songs. The Death Cab for Cutie song, all the songs from the 70s.
It's really a show to watch. And I think that for us, like, giving our final thoughts for this, I really have to give this a 9.5. Yeah. I think that it's such a solid show. It did so much better for us than the first one.
I don't even think you can compare. Like, it's not the first one.
I'm kind of mad that they called it I Need Romance too.
Yeah, it could have totally been like something totally different, and
I wish it wasn't I Need Romance too, because it's like she's not really talking about romance. It's like everything else. It's like life, you know, and it's so much bigger than that. In the first one, I feel that way, but in the second one, it's so much more than just like kind of a trivial story.
I loved it. So 9.5 in this one, guys.
Yeah,
it's great.
Watch it.
It's like this close to being a 10.
I know.
That's how
we had a lot of trouble, but I just think like for us, for a 10, it has to be something that like we just think is perfect, and we would watch it over and over. And this is one like, though we loved it, like I don't know if it's like something I'd watch again and again and again.
I guess it's not Rooftop Prince, but we love it.
All right, thank you guys.
Bye. Guys.